Today is Wednesday, December 17th, 2025. Welcome to the Survivor Fans Podcast. I'm Joanne.
And I'm Stacy.
And this is our recap of Survivor 49 finale.
The finale was titled A Fever Dream, and that was spoken by Sophie B. We got our classic welcome from Probst in the beginning, where he laid it all out for us and sort of recapped the season, telling us the first half was all about tribal loyalty. I guess that's one way to describe it.
You know, when he listed their names, Riz, Savannah, Sophie, Sage, Christina, I thought, did you just name the order in which... That did cross my mind, but it was not.
First half was about tribal loyalty, and then he tells us when we hit the merge, it was overnight, everything was wiped clean, and it became fluid. We got 5 players, 3 days left. We're going to have 2 immunity challenges, 2 tribal councils, a fire-making challenge, and then the final tribal council. And they did a quick previously on Survivor where Rizzo talked about how this is where legends are born, since that's his agenda, to be a legend. And we see Steven getting his block a vote and hoping to target Savannah, and then Sage and Christina turn on Steven. Sophie B is shown to be drunk with the knowledge is power advantage, and then she blundered it to a great big note from Steven. Rizzo fakes an idol play again, and Steven is out. They're on their way back to camp, night 23. Returning home with the bat.
Sage thinks it's really cool to be in the final 5.
Feels cool. Feels bad about Steven, but
yeah,
feels cool.
She said, I just sent one of my best friends home.
And Rizzo is a turd.
Yes. I recall that one, but Rizzo says he bamboozled everyone.
Bean-boozled.
What did you say?
Bean-boozled. That's what he said.
Oh, I thought he said bamboozled.
Yeah, that's the classic. I don't think that's what he said, though.
Oh, okay.
He said it with a bean.
All righty.
Sophie B's got a pit in her stomach. That epic failure.
I also wanted to comment about him saying, one guy on a beach.
Yeah.
Now he's got rid of the other 2 guys.
Sophie B tells him that she embarrassed herself in front of the jury. They try to console her a little bit. It would have been cool, she says, and then it wasn't.
Well, and at least she tells us she now does, anyway, regret not taking Rizzo's idol.
Mm-hmm. A little late.
But she also acknowledges that she's in the middle, and that's not a bad place for her to be right now.
Yes, as far as she can tell, she's the swing vote. So.
Yep, and she could stick with Riz and Savannah, or, because they think she's with them anyway, so they're trusting her.
We get the intro credits one more time, and then voila, it's the next day, day 24, and a boat is arriving. They've got the details on the Final 5 Advantage Challenge. Rizzo tells us that he needs this advantage to have a shot at winning. There are color-coded bags for each of them to retrieve. They're placed around the jungle, and the bags have puzzle pieces in it. Once they get their 5 bags, they solve the puzzle, and then the puzzle is a map that tells them where the advantage is located. At which point, Rizzo declares, "I'm cooked, chat." Which was a great line. I love that.
Yep.
He recognized that was not his forte. And it looks like Savannah's got this. She drops trowel and takes off.
Yep.
Finding her first pieces, and that helped her go faster, I'm sure.
She said, I got this. I'm creaming everyone.
And what does Rizzo do? He cheats again.
Yeah, he cheats. Yeah, he copies her puzzle.
It's like, hey, she left it. It's just like with Alex.
Yeah, worked before.
Yeah,
why not do it again?
Savannah goes to the location, but she failed to note a very important detail.
Yep.
The puzzle once solved showed, go ahead.
Like in the tree. It was above the lowest limb.
Mm-hmm. but it was like on a limb, marking a limb.
Yep. It was between the
But
two
she's focused on the ground and starting to panic as people show up. First Rizzo, not so much. Sophie B, not so much. And then she gets more and more worried.
Yeah, Sage shows up.
And Christina's just trying to find all the pieces. She's still out there looking. Says she's got to do it for her kids. Sage was the first one to recognize that it was up in the air, at least that we were shown. And she told Sophie B that.
Why was she telling Sophie?
I don't know.
I didn't quite understand that. It's like, why are you telling her?
But it works for Sophie. She finds it.
Look up discreetly and just move on.
Starts trying to throw coconuts at it and confesses she is not good at throwing. And then
Well, after the bag throwing thing, we already knew she wasn't going to hit it with the coconut.
I guess Sophie was struggling a little bit. Yeah, not as bad as Christina was, who threw it behind herself. You're talking about that challenge, right?
It was very short.
Well, Sophie locates the bamboo that had been conveniently placed there to knock the advantage down out of the tree. That's what you really look
for, is those other clues.
Yes. Why is this bamboo
around
here?
Why
it doesn't look like it should be here. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey, there's a pole right here.
That's just long enough.
Yep.
And
but at least she got it down.
Savannah congratulates her. I'm looking because all these final 5 advantages, they never end up playing a significant role.
Well,
so I'm curious, is somebody going to break the streak this time, or how's this going to play out?
I was actually surprised because Savannah seemed genuinely
happy for her.
To have her win it, even in confessionals. So okay.
Well, that's how confident she is.
Yep.
Final 5 immunity challenge. All this happens on day 24, so they have to run around and do all that, and then go do a challenge a little later. And it's a big one.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be tough.
I mean, it's not on the scale of the really big Final 5s that we used to get, but it's relatively speaking for the challenges in this season. It's certainly a big one, and given their energy level, lack thereof.
Right.
So they're going to have to crawl through mud, eat some mud to make Probst happy.
New?
Then they're going to dig up a grappling hook. They're going to take the grappling hook and retrieve a metal ball that's tied to a rope, which will cause a ladder to drop. And then they climb up into a crow's nest, get one of the bags that they need. They slide down the slide. The slide becomes significant for one player for sure. And then they're going to have to do a barrel walk. I thought that was going to give everybody trouble. Well,
it did Christina.
Where they have to throw a rope. They got a monkey's fist rope, and then so once they secure the rope, they get up on the barrel and walk themselves over to the next stage.
We've seen that challenge before, and it's always been rough. Then they find out not only that, but the winner gets steak, mashed potatoes, wine, and carrot cake.
Yep, and the challenge actually ends with a puzzle. So that seemed like that was automatically in Savannah's wheelhouse, given who was left, because she's the only one left, I think, that had done, maybe Sage, that had done okay with puzzles.
And Jeff highlights that, hey, you make it to Final 4 and you cannot be voted out.
Sophie B's advantage is that one of her bags of puzzle pieces is already halfway up the pole that you have to climb up to get to the final puzzle.
And it did help her.
Yeah.
It was an advantage. I mean, it wasn't a huge. I don't know if it was worth all the running back and forth through the jungle before the challenge.
Right.
I don't know. I might want to think about that too. That you might have an advantage if you
when it comes to these, just because of the odds, that these advantages, the final 5 advantages, have never played a significant role. And here we are again. It didn't look like it was going to be significant. Okay, so they take off in the challenge, get in the mud, and there is a magnificent slow motion shot of Christina, who for some reason decided to open her mouth as she crawled through the mud.
With her face through the mud.
Not only does she have a mouthful of mud that she spits
Coming
out
out
in
her
slow
nose.
motion.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's coming out her nose too.
That was.
Yeah.
You could drown that way.
That's a very unique approach to that element of the challenge.
I think that was a bit much.
How did
y'all.
she do that? I think that's clearly on her. I don't think other people inhaled or swallowed mud.
Yeah, but still, you don't want something that people you kill themselves with.
And this is also the beginning of Sophie B's major struggle with this challenge. She's just having a really hard time. She didn't seem to grasp that she needed to get low because she was crawling, and of course all the friction of that heavy net that's on and the weight of it that presses down on you, that's what made it so much harder for her.
Yeah, but you think, well, she's so tiny and that would make it harder for her, but she's no tinier than Savannah.
Savannah might be just a little smaller, but yeah, they're in the same.
I think she's
same
stronger,
realm.
but I don't know that she's smaller. That Sophie's smaller than Savannah.
I was surprised to see Rizzo being first to get his grapple and being able to actually successfully hook the ball to pull the ladder down.
And being the lead, that surprised me too.
Yeah.
Of course, that came to a screeching halt later.
Yeah, Christina looked like, I thought there might be a medical coming when we saw this the next time on.
Yeah.
Looked like she had hurt her ankles, but I think it just surprised her. She might not.
Oh, no, that was pain.
Well, she wasn't limping a whole lot.
She was limping when she stood up.
Yeah.
Well, I know from a little bit that can still hurt. You just do it anyway.
We saw no lasting effects. How's that?
Maybe. Okay.
Savannah ends up passing Rizzo. She hooks her rope and walks that barrel really quickly.
Yep, she gets the rope and that puts her in first.
Yep. Rizzo was second to move his puzzle pieces up the pole, but he ends up being first to the puzzle. But we all know that means nothing because Rizzo don't do puzzles.
Not very well unless he can have a filled out example to copy.
Yeah. And Sophie B does end up catching up a little bit with the advantage.
Yeah, it did make a difference.
Christina's not done. She busted her butt on that barrel walk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that hurt.
Oh, my goodness.
Too.
That looked like it hurt more than the other one. Yeah.
But Savannah and Rizzo have started their puzzles. And
Sophie, yep.
Yeah. And then poor Christina falling off that barrel felt so bad for her.
But she makes it up to the puzzle, too.
She does.
What did you think of Savannah's solve method? I don't know if we've ever seen anyone do that before.
Do the full circle?
Yeah, from an outside in. Outside in? We've seen a lot of bottom up where there'll be gaps.
She was part way up the bottom.
No, she completed the whole outside circle and then filled in the inside.
I thought
that
it
seemed
was a
unique.
little ways up. But anyway, we'll have to go back and look.
She secured her fourth individual immunity.
Good for her.
Win and moved into an elite group of women that had done that before.
Was it my imagination or were they showing softer sides of her like the last couple of weeks?
Yes. The edit absolutely softened her up.
Started softening for Savannah.
Right. Although things turn hard before we're done tonight. But I would agree 100% that they were softening her up, showing her saying nice things.
Not softening her up, but they were showing the part of her that they weren't showing before.
Right. Now, part of that, too, is her confidence level rising and rising the closer she gets. So I think maybe that could be contributing as a little bit of both, a little bit of A and B. Okay, were you surprised that she chose Sage? I sure was.
Yeah, I was.
Didn't expect that for the steak dinner.
No, and I didn't know that she felt like she wanted to spend time. But I also think
this is
that
another example of the softening.
That was nice. And yes, Sage hadn't had time to eat. And I don't know.
This cast seemed to take care of each other with that, right? They approached that.
Yes.
They focused on that.
This person's gone the longest without food. So yeah, they did. And I like that. But she seemed to really enjoy taking her with her and spending time.
And she was delighted with her win.
Well, and not only that, why I thought when she did that, she's going to target Sage. She's going to take her and do this and but she wants to weaken the other three. And that's why she took Sage, because she was going to want Sage to go home. Of course, I was wrong, but that was what I was thinking.
Right.
Oh, she's going to take Sage and be nice and give her a reward, so she'll vote for her when she's on the jury. And she's going to weaken the other three at the same time, so she'll be stronger for the challenge, the last challenge.
Yeah.
But, oh well, my theory, once again, did not pan out.
Okay, back at Lawatu, they're washing off that mud and they're strategizing. Christina's got a pitch. She wants to work with Rizzo and Sophie.
Well, he seemed a lot more open to it than they had shown us. You know what I'm saying? The idea of getting rid of Savannah.
Right.
And not going to Final Three. He didn't seem to... And all of a sudden, it seemed like he felt like Sophie was closer ally to him than Savannah was. And I didn't quite understand that exactly, other than she did tell him some things. And he took that as, her sharing her knowledge's power. So I guess that made a huge difference.
Right. So Christina makes her pitch. She tells them the jury likes Sage and Savannah.
Yeah, but it's not, you expect her to say that. But she made a good enough case to really get Rizzo's attention.
Yep.
And get him really thinking about it.
Made a difference.
So
Seemed like
that was good.
Yeah.
And they both thought Christina would be easier to beat than Savannah. So, and like I said, I still thought if Christina had gotten there, that there were a lot of people that liked her and could have made a difference.
Maybe. Well, so Rizzo certainly thought that he would have an easy win. He said, Final Three with Christina, I win. So, yeah, I really do like this idea when he was talking to Sophie B after Christina made her pitch. And Rizzo was all in favor of voting out Sage.
Well, and Savannah had always kept saying that, no, I want to go against people who could, and yet not so much when it was Steve and Savannah. You wanted him out because of that. So did you really want to go up against?
Yeah.
Because isn't that why you were wanting to get rid of the strong threats to beat you in challenges?
Okay, let's head over to the sanctuary where Savannah declares this to be a romantic dinner as they sit down for their mud meal.
Okay.
Because there's nothing more than Prope's lights after he has them do a mud challenge to have them keep the mud on them while they go eat.
When Savannah says it again, she wants Sage in the Final Four. And I thought, was she going to make a move on Rizzo?
She says in the confessional that she's leading with her heart. And Sage tells her, well, that speaks to your character. And Sage is surprised, right? Isn't that what you took, what she was saying to me? She said, I guess we're friends now. I'm going to have to eat some humble pie. She's friends with the mean girl.
Yep.
And Sage makes her pitch. She said, Christina is good at fire. And that's pretty much all Savannah needs to hear. That's done.
Yeah.
I want you with us, Sage. No on Christina.
Want Christina out.
No fire making with
not
Christina.
Want her.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know that we'd really been shown any of that. So.
Well, Savannah did so much prep to play the game, which I was impressed by. We were talking about that earlier today.
Yeah, she had a video on Instagram where she was talking about her fasting and working out and all the stuff that she was doing to get her body ready.
And she did do a lot. Impressive.
Yeah.
A lot. And so I was looking at her a bit differently after that. And I thought, well, then surely
she goes with
practiced
another win.
Fire.
You would have thought with that kind of prep, right?
That was why I had not made picks until this afternoon, and you kept saying, "Go make your picks, go make your picks."
I didn't want you to forget.
Doing this, doing that, doing this. It's like, oh yeah. So I took a minute to think about it. So we were discussing, and that's when you were sharing that, and I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, back at Lawatu. The Savannah and Sage return and go to wash off the mud. And Savannah tells us she will be shocked if Rizzo and Sophie B are on a different page, meaning that they should want to get Christina out.
Yep.
And then cut to Rizzo telling Savannah, I want Sage out. Sage takes my votes in the jury. So that's some serious strategic thinking there. It's foresight.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that would have been accurate or not. And now I never know. But
and Savannah sticks to her gun. She said, look, Christina makes fire easy. This is an easy choice for us.
It's like, yeah, you can beat her in Final 3, but can you beat her at fire? You got to worry about one before you can even think about the other.
Right.
Got to get there.
And Rizzo. So this was interesting to see them finally be at odds over something. Savannah and Rizzo.
Yeah, but I really was surprised when the vote came out, and I was like, oh, I didn't think it was going to go down that way.
I liked when Sophie B chimed in here. She said, well, I'll make the decision for you.
Oh.
I just got to figure out what's best for my game here. I'll be the swing vote.
All right. And that's when Riz said he wanted to go to the Final 3 with Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
And then she tells him, I'll decide at Tribal Council. Okay, Tribal Council.
Oh, just before that, there was that good exchange with Rizzo and Savannah where he was asking her to not think of him as selfish, and he was doing his cry voice.
Yeah, because he wanted to win and didn't want her to feel he was being selfish. It's like, well, she wants to win too, so that's not a crime. It's not.
Right.
Of course, who do you think doesn't want to win? Are they out there doing that because they don't want to win? I mean, there are people who have different reasons, but come on, it is $1 million.
Yeah.
You can...
Day 24, you're very close. It's okay to be selfish.
Yeah.
Okay, like you said, Tribal Council there, night 24. Time to celebrate Savannah's 4th win as Probst recaps it for the jury.
Yep.
And when she gets questioned about it, she says, well, you're not going to like my answer, but I hadn't really thought about that. I'm focused on winning the whole thing, not just an immunity win. I like that.
Yeah, I think Sage was feeling attacked by Christina, when she was talking about, oh, well, Savannah won the challenge and everybody ran to you and comforted you and hugged you.
Straightforward, yeah.
And we commented about that too, right when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
That, oh, okay.
Sage got the hugs. That means she's got all the social capital.
Yeah, exactly. We did comment on it as it was happening. And that was a good point. People do genuinely like you, which we didn't always know.
Right.
But she did. But she was trying her best.
Sage.
Christina.
Oh, Christina. Yes. Yeah, for sure. Well, they both were. Sage just flipped it on her immediately. She called her out and said, that was a great pitch.
Yeah.
That's a good reason not to have Christina here.
Yeah. And, she said that Christina says, well, Sage, you've been in on every vote except Jawan. That is strategic. But here's the thing. So I think Sage was trying to say she wasn't strategic. But does that hurt you then when you if you make it to Final 3 and then you start talking about how strategic it's been? When you just tried to tell them that you weren't strategic?
Certainly you can get tripped up by something like that.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it was maybe a little dangerous myself, but...
Probst flips it over to Sophie B, and she agrees, this is a testament to how capable they both are. It is a hard choice.
Yeah, and Sophie's like, hey, who's pleading the best case right now? Should we be thinking about this? We need to look at this. We might need to do something different.
Time to vote. And they cut to showing Rizzo getting his idol out.
So, whose agenda came out on top? It was Sage.
Yeah. Christina gets voted out. Rizzo did play his idol, and he declared himself the boy who cried idol.
Yep.
Played it for himself.
A lot of people thought he was never going to play it and just wear it at the Final 3.
I didn't connect the dots at the time. Yeah, I thought that was a distinct possibility. That's a big Marianne level kind of move, I guess. It's somewhat Marianne-like. She kept her secret. He flaunted his at every opportunity. Yep, so Christina is out. And Sage turns to everybody and says, "Thank you so much."
Were you surprised that it was unanimous? Did that
No, I
surprise
thought
you
the
too?
fire making thing could be a big element. So
okay.
I thought that when they were making that point, that
Well,
did
I
seem
wish
significant.
I'd known that when I was making my Final Five order.
Christina gets a hug on her way out, and a good game from everyone.
And-
Sage winked at Jawan. At least that's the way the edit made it look.
She
but
winked at somebody.
he got no reaction for her, though. So
Well,
now that could
was
just be an
the
editing trick.
Yeah. You never know for sure. But Final Four: Sage, Savannah, Sophie, and Rizzo.
And at this point, the broadcast was interrupted. We took that opportunity to have a Trey, how do you say it? Trey Leches cake break. We had a cake break.
I don't know if I'm saying it right either.
So for our finale meal, I went and got some Mexican. So we got some tacos and some fajitas, like that last, not this one at the sanctuary, but the one before that they had. And then I went by the Mexican bakery, and they did have the Tres Leches cake. So we got some of that.
And just as a backup, in case they didn't have it, you got
Tiramisu?
Yeah, tiramisu.
Yeah, which was for the spaghetti reward, because I wasn't sure that they had it or not. I hadn't called. I just saw that it was on the
But
menu.
you know I don't like tiramisu, right?
No, I didn't know that you don't like
okay.
tiramisu. I think we've had tiramisu that we like. The one that I got would not be in that category.
No, I don't. I've never really cared for it.
Okay. So anyway,
But
so we
yes,
had the break,
we did get to
and we
try
took the
it.
opportunity.
Crystal, we did. We
Yes.
found it.
Yes, I don't know that it would. Well, I don't know how good the one that we had was. So it was fine. It's okay.
No, it was good, but it's not.
We had two slices. One slice had chopped peaches in the center, and then the other one had strawberry in the center.
Yes, I would have had to have bought way more strawberries and sliced them and put fresh strawberries all over it. Then I would.
Well, they had a full cake, but that was like $40. These two slices were like $8.50. So.
Yeah. And that was plenty.
Yes, so that's what we did with the break that came on.
Because we only
Cake
ate
break.
little bits off of it and tasted them both, which, I really couldn't taste the peaches that much. But my fave's strawberry, so.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what other people did for the finale, what treats or
Yes.
whatever they might have done, or how they took advantage of the
Well, we
cake
try
break
if
time.
there's something where it's like, okay, we're going to do this. And
Right. Something in the spirit of the season.
I remember the season we did Applebee's.
Not too long ago, Final Four Individual Immunity Challenge on day 25. Who would have thought that we would see this Final Four, Probe says, as they walk in? Yeah. I kind of agree.
And he asked Soph, would you have believed me if I'd said this was Final Four?
Nope, said she's super happy and grateful, and she believes she earned it. I like that part she threw in at the end, but no.
And
She
Jeff
wouldn't have
likes it that, she keeps fighting.
It was a good lesson, she said, to keep pushing. You never know how things are going to play out, which is absolutely right. This challenge was weak. We both immediately is
that's it?
That's all? They got to jump off a platform, run through the water, which comes up to their knee.
Which is like, did somebody just tack that on? Because
Dig under a log, which has some sandbags packed in
now
it.
that's tougher. It is. And especially being wet.
Yeah,
Coming out of the water and digging in the sand. Come on.
I mean, you got Savannah and Sophie B. They're both tiny.
Yes, but how long did it take Sophie B to get through?
It shouldn't have taken as long as it did. Sage
Well,
got through
did.
before. Even Rizzo got through before her.
I know that.
Okay, so they got to dig under a log, and then they got to go over a balance beam and collect these paddles, and then they use the paddles through a cage to maneuver a ball up to the top so they can grab it, because they're going to have two balls that they have to land at the end of this, and they have to set up the track that they maneuver the balls over, the classic sort of tilt and maneuver the balls down a track kind of thing, and then land them in circles at the end.
I kept writing the same order. Savannah, then Rizzo, then, Sage and Sophie.
This was just really weak. Like
Yeah, right till they got to the two handles, and then Rizzo took the lead. And so he gets the second ball first, and he gets to the puzzle first. But of course, it's a puzzle, and
the track itself is a puzzle.
Struggles, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure once he saw that puzzle, it's why he was trying so hard to get there first, because he knew that other people were faster than him at puzzles. And but wow, he did try to look over at Savannah's too, but I think she was just too far away. But Sophie was copying off of him, so
yeah, she had a lot of struggles. She eventually got there. And, and did do that. Then it was like a major comeback. She got her track down super quick and then landed them. Boom, boom. That was pretty amazing for her. It was a really weak.
I was shocked.
Yeah,
I was shocked.
I don't know how to balance those two things
so fast.
Yeah.
Put it together.
Relatively speaking, she absolutely outperformed them.
She absolutely did.
So I guess, I mean, on that hand, it was just, you've got something like Samotion, and then you compare it to this, and...
Well, and I'd already written her off. I was like, oh, she could,
I guess it was fun because she won. She ended up coming back and winning.
Yes, it was very fun.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh. I thought she was completely out of it. And I think for a little bit she did kind of give up when she kept dropping the ball and dropping the ball. And she couldn't get that second one. It felt like was kind of giving, but Jeff kept on at her. I think that's it. Finally, it annoyed her, and she started, because she wanted Jeff to shut up.
Right. This is when we get
pointing it out.
Title of the episode. Jeff. She said, "This is a fever dream."
Yes.
After she had won.
But that was awesome. Then I start to think, oh, okay.
I think that's
this is
the big surprise, that she's going to make the decision.
Yes. And I was like,
and my first thought is, okay, is she going to pit Savannah and Rizzo against each other in fire making so she can take one of them out? Is she actually going to do that?
If she wanted to have any credit at all in the game,
right?
She had to,
given her blunder fest,
especially after that.
Okay, back at camp, celebrate Sophie B's win, and she says, "Now to decide." And we get another surprise from her.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can say to convince me. You're not going to get to pitch to me. I'm going to go sit and think about this. You go practice. Wow. What a turn, huh?
Yeah. Whoa.
And big surprise, we learn that none of the three of them have practiced making fire. Savannah says this will be the first time.
Yep, and all of a sudden, Sophie's confident. I'm still here, and I earned my spot.
Right.
And I think that gave her all the confidence in the world.
Not making fire, go practice it.
I am in the final three. And I get to say who else is.
Classic Savannah response. I'm so disappointed in Sophie B.
Well,
this is annoying.
I understand that she thought, yes.
Well, she kind of did a character assassination, too. She said, is this the real Sophie?
Well, yeah. I don't blame her for that, because I don't think she would have done that. But anyway.
Well, and then she says the next part, which is, okay, I'm learning how to make fire for the first time. Really, what she's doing is that's
convincing herself that she has to do it.
Well,
she has to practice.
That's her feeling bad because she didn't do what she knew she should have done, which was practice making fire. Look, she said she was fasting 48 to 60 hours the last few months before they went out there, and she would take in no water. She was doing all this physical prep, and it's clearly paid off.
Yes.
She's tied a record, but she couldn't somehow find the time to do this. It's classic. It's one of the things that you can absolutely do to prepare yourself. You can work on puzzles. You can work on yourself physically. You can work on making fire.
Well,
There's no excuse not to, but a lot of people...
Yeah, they don't. And they don't practice it out there.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 26 days. You could be offering to make fire too. Or
Right.
if you don't know how
Asking.
and somebody else does,
Yeah.
ask questions. Practice it, even if you go off on your own or something.
So we get that montage. Savannah's practicing. She's getting fire. Sage is practicing. She's telling us she's extremely nervous, but she makes fire.
But Savannah
Likewise
was
with Rizzo.
somewhat, she was scared, but I think she was also a little bit hurt that she really felt like Sophie was with her and Rizzo, and that
Should have made it easier for her.
Yes, that she should have had Rizzo do it because he was confident with fire and wanted to do it, and not make her be stressed that way. And
what we learn is
go
that
through it.
Rizzo was confident, but there was no reason for him to be. That's
It's
just
true.
how he approaches things.
Yep.
It's
And
a hollow, shallow confidence.
Yeah.
Because it turns
Well, he
out
couldn't
none
back it up for
of
sure,
the three
so.
of them know how to build the fire up.
But see, Savannah worked herself back around to, I will never give up. I'm not giving up. So,
Well,
she had to get
Savannah is
there.
always aware of the camera.
Well, of course. She stood behind it for a long time
She's
professionally.
even in one
So,
of her other
yes.
videos talked about focusing on TV moments. Speaking of a TV moment, Rizzo gets pooped on. But to his credit, that's a good sign for him.
Well, when he was practicing, he was like, how do you get the fire? I can get fire, but how do I make it go high?
Yes, all of them struggled with that.
But they've watched it. I mean, even if you don't know how to stack the sticks, you at least get the idea that you got to get it up higher and lean them against.
Classic build a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's easy. I'm sure it's not. I've never done it. And he reaffirms Sophie's his number one. Not sure if that's because she was in charge or what.
Well, he does what Sophie told him not to do, which is he pitches her. Put me against Savannah.
I really appreciated that she did do it.
Yeah, to her credit, finally
Yes,
she
absolutely.
took action,
She
did something without flubbing it.
And again, I don't believe that she would have had any credibility even after winning and getting there if she hadn't made that big move.
Yeah, I think it carries a lot of weight
Yes.
with the jury. It's going to have, I mean, that kind of recency bias is going to absolutely work to your advantage. Okay, Final Four, Tribal Council, night 25. Jury comes in and reacts to Sophie B having that necklace on.
Yes.
We see both Christina and Steven reacting. Sophie describes it as a full circle moment. She's gone from the bottom to the top.
She's
to right
already
here.
talking to the jury.
Yeah.
She's already pitching.
And Rizzo sums up how it went back at camp, where the camp was silent. Sophie B had declared no pitches, nobody's going to come talk to her. And he goes ahead and says it again, I'm making fire tonight. I need to cement my legacy.
And Sage just basically said, I'll respect her decision. But were you surprised that Savannah
Yeah.
just said, hey,
She made one more pitch for...
I'm not confident. I'll gladly sit out.
Right.
I don't want to do it.
Probst hits him with some context. The face-off between Ben and Chrissy, where Ben won, and then the one where Chrissy picked Ben and Ben won, and then the one where Chris in Edge of Extinction put himself in against Devins, so he would have something on his resume and beat Devins at fire making, and Chris went on to win.
Yep.
Can go either way, he tells him.
Sophie let them know, hey, I need to pit my allies against each other this time. And I think they respected that. Okay, fire making. Let's get to it. The jury's nervous. That kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
They all seem nervous and, this was a pretty big thing. I loved it too.
Yeah,
the two of them going head to head.
Savannah used it to talk to the jury one more time, saying, hey, look, this is why we voted Christina out, so we wouldn't have to face her in this.
Yeah, and, stroke Christina, give her a little credit, and show her vulnerability, that she's afraid to make fire, but she's going to do it anyway.
What did you think about what Probst was doing?
What was he doing?
He talked them through it.
Narrating.
He described, well, he wasn't narrating. He was describing what their next steps should be.
Oh.
He was helping. That sounded straight up like him helping them, walking them through what they needed to be doing to get the fire. I don't know why he thought that was necessary.
Well, I thought it was exciting. I enjoyed it very much, and I was screaming for Savannah to win.
Yeah, she got a flame, and it's out. Rizzo Sparks got a flame,
it's out.
and Rizzo blew it out. Then he does it again, gets the second one, and blows it out. And Savannah gets her second one, and she goes to work from there. She starts getting it to grow. Not quite getting up there to touch the rope yet, but it's building.
I
and
think
Rizzo
she
loses
had
his flame again.
a tiny bit more confidence once she actually did make fire when she was practicing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because she seemed so surprised, like, oh, I did it. Mm-hmm. But she also didn't know how to, for sure, make it go taller.
Right.
But they did practice that some, so hopefully they learned a little bit. But, you know, when the nerves kick in sometimes, too, you forget what you learned and what you taught yourself through practicing. You're like, now, what did I do?
Yeah, you do need some fine motor skill when you're doing that. And because your adrenaline, if you know, if it ramps up on you, then your fine motor skill control will go out.
And sometimes your thinking you'll just go blank. It's like,
But that's why it's important to practice.
It's not coming to me.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. The practice, and you just do it. You don't have to think about it if you're used to doing it. But they didn't have time then to practice that much to be at that point. Mm-hmm. That's why you have to do it beforehand, or just good luck.
Yeah, what wonderful examples of not preparing these two were.
But I did enjoy that the jury was so caught up in it and sounded like they were like, oh no, oh that, oh. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of reactions, and I enjoyed that too.
Yeah, he asked Savannah what she's feeling, and she admits, I didn't think I'd win, and I actually don't have words. So there's a few times where the reporter declared she had no words.
Yeah, and that she didn't even know what she was saying, or she just was surprised and shocked that she did win. But then Rizzo had words.
Sure, yeah.
So
he's working on his legend after all.
No idea what the game means to me.
Yep.
And at least he feels like he made a big impact. Mm-hmm. At least in his own mind, because he doesn't know what's being said in the outside world.
He really dropped one too there. He said the classic line, sometimes the best player doesn't win.
Yeah. And,
but Probst liked him. He tells him, you were a delight.
You are in.
And the result is you get to join the jury.
Yep, 8% on the jury.
Right.
That's it.
Well, he gets Probst to call him Riz God on the way out.
Oh, and I like it that Jeff knew what he was talking about, obviously.
Along. Yeah.
Yes. And did you see the look? People they didn't know the term. He hadn't used it because they were all like, oh. They were surprised with the Riz God.
Probst tells him that he was glad that he came out there.
Well, obviously, since we now know who's on next season from the next on. So
Rizzo says on his way out that, hey, I should have taken fire making classes. Go figure.
Yeah.
What a novel idea.
But the tribe has spoken, so bye-bye.
Okay, day 26. Savannah tells us she can't imagine a better ending.
While sitting and watching the sun come up,
and
knowing
then singing.
that breakfast is coming.
Yeah, and then
singing.
I
loved that.
Where they went to Three Girls
on a Beach.
Yeah, good deal.
That was precious. That was, for me, a highlight. How perfect. Just perfect.
Yep, the breakfast boat has arrived.
Yep.
Sage tells us it's scary that her fate is in the hands of all these people that she helped vote out.
Well, that's how it is if you make it to the final three. That is always the case. Then they start sharing what they think of the jury.
Yeah, that was a nice blend. They let them, it was a little bit of the jury, I guess, fallen comrades by going through the jury, but it was also balanced with the jury saying something about one of them.
And where they could think, oh, who do I think would vote for me? And what do I need to convey to them? And blah, blah, blah. And that's why I thought Nate was going to be the one to vote for Sophie because, he'd kind of been a father figure and he liked her so much. And
She connected with him early.
Yes. And so I kind of thought she would have his vote.
But he ends up talking about Savannah. And then we see MC. She's telling us that she hopes they don't play nice.
Yep, she wants you to want to win and fight for it.
Alex, I figured Alex was going to be a Sophie vote. He says she's the ultimate underdog.
Sophie is saying Alex got sloppy. And then they flip to Alex and he's saying, Sophie, and he's saying all the nice things about her.
Right. No surprise, Juwan is in favor of Sage. He thinks she deserves it.
Yep, that was no surprise, yep.
Sophie S. is most impressed by Savannah with her 4 wins. When she
awesome
needed them.
Challenge.
Yep.
Beast.
Stephen, he says something positive for Soph. Christina says that Sage has a great social game, but she needs to own it and not be overly emotional. And Rizzo tells us he just wants to see him fight hard. He wants to see the drive.
Well, she did own it, but Christina didn't vote for her, so I don't know that it really would have made a difference.
And we see Sage tell us she's got a surprise, something she hadn't shared, some ammunition, that she was a female combat veteran.
Yeah, and the other was even more impressive. What did she become after that?
She went into intelligence.
But she called it something, psychological something or other. Anyway, that was pretty impressive. And she shared some of that, but I think it surprised people, but I don't think they were prepared to give her the win, so I don't think it made as big of a splash as she thought it might.
Yeah, so let's go into final tribal council there on night 26. Probst welcomes them in and talks about how the power has now shifted to the jury. We see Sophie B and Savannah smiling, and Sage is doing breathing exercises.
Okay.
She's nervous. Rizzo goes first, at least from what we see in the edit, and he just gives words of affirmation and tells them he loves them.
Yeah.
So no question that we saw, at least from the edit.
Well, because he already knows everything.
Yeah, there's that, isn't it?
And he just left them, so what does he need to ask? He was with them the whole time.
Sophie asked what were their roles in the duos and trios they were part of.
Yeah, that was good. And
I loved Sophie B's answer there. That was really well done.
She had to be a little puppy dog.
Not that.
Be
it was
an underdog.
That Savannah was the muscle and Rizzo was strategic and she was social. I thought, whoa, there you go. That is the great pitch.
As being so social,
that's a winner pitch.
People would tell me things. And then she took that valuable information back to people. I think that's the part of her game that they had not necessarily
you can't see
acknowledged or seen.
You have to think she just looks like a coattail rider. She got picked up and she was a vote that got carried to the end.
And in some ways, yes, she was. But she was playing under the radar.
She had contributions to make, but they were invisible to most people.
Yes, and sometimes that does not even get acknowledged because it's like, yeah, you say that now, but too little, too late. Because the jury's minds are already, this is how I see you. So, that's not changing.
As strong as that was from Sophie B, I thought Savannah's was weak. She said that she had a responsibility to win. She was not only providing...
felt us responsibility.
Not only providing cover to herself, but also to her alliance. That's how important her wins were. I was like, I think that's some weak sauce right there.
I didn't think so.
I didn't think that landed.
I think that was an accurate assessment, though, that you do have that extra pressure. Because feeling like that's the part that she's playing in her alliance. And it's her responsibility. Just like Stephen did. Stephen came back from challenge apologizing because he didn't win for him.
Because he didn't deliver,
Yeah, so I think that's a normal reaction for
Sage,
the people that can do it.
Highlights her duo with Juwan.
Yeah.
big social part of that. And this is when she drops that on him, 5 years as a combat veteran, and then
Yeah. And that
5 years in intelligence. And
that she was playing strategically.
yep, she was scheming.
Yeah, they just didn't know it.
What'd you think of Jawan's question?
I don't remember what it was.
What is your why?
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
should it be important? Should we consider it?
Oh, well, Savannah just talked about she did it for herself. Mm-hmm. That was her why. And that she wanted to, she wanted to win. She came there to win and better her life in the future.
Yeah, it's some of these answers that she gives in light of the end result makes me think most of these people showed up with, their mind made up. I think even the ones who say that their mind isn't made up have an idea where they're leaning.
Well, who couldn't relate to that? Didn't they all really come up? I mean, sometimes there's people that come out.
I'm saying this is a weak
for
answer.
Attention,
yeah,
et cetera, but it was truthful.
Yeah, she led with how she got let go from her job. She was fired as a news anchor, and now she's decided she's going to take this time to live for me. And my first immediate thought was, I can't see you not being in that mode all the time.
Yeah, but Sophie B's answer, while true, is, she starts in with a longer version of how her parents came here, and they didn't even speak the language, and I had to work my whole life. Well, that's very common for a lot of people, whether you're an immigrant or you're just very poor, and you learn you have to work.
The thing all three of them had in common was they said, I don't think you should consider the why.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the part I really liked.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I don't want you to consider.
Sage didn't seem to have a whole lot there either. Again, it was an emotional, a loss, some friendship or something.
Yeah, I didn't follow that, how that was her why. I mean, I know she lost her friend Jessie, but I didn't understand.
Gonna win it for the friend that you lost.
Yeah, what was the connection?
Maybe they both watched Survivor or something.
Or she didn't share that part.
We didn't get that in this edit for sure, so it ended up not really landing with us.
Yeah, it didn't, because I'm like, I don't understand what message she's trying to convey.
Christina was up next. She gave them a yay for the three ladies, and then things took a turn.
Well, she said, as you know, I prioritize a social game. And then she was, I think she was trying to really show Savannah up that, you didn't play socially. You didn't get to know us or our families, and so she handled the question very well. But there was a bite to it.
Yeah, there was some brutality to this one, and it wasn't as bad as like making Dawn take her dental implement out.
Oh, that was just
it
cool.
But this it felt like it had a little bit of a cruel edge to it too. And what it highlights is that this is a different kind of win, because clearly Savannah was not very high on the social spectrum. And a lot of the wins that we've seen in the 40s were hugely about social connection.
But I actually think Savannah held her own. That she knew enough and apologized for what she didn't. And I thought she did you could tell she didn't want to do it, because I don't think I can do it. But Christina
pushed
wanted her to, said, well, I want you to try, at least try.
Yeah.
And, but she didn't, I don't think it worked as well as Christina wanted it to show that Savannah didn't have as much connection with
we'll have
every
to disagree.
person.
I think it really highlighted the significant social gap in Savannah's game. And you could tell, like with Sophie B was answering. She knew several of the answers for people's names.
Yes, of course she did. Because the
social was her...
That was her goal.
Her wheelhouse.
Her goal was to learn everything about everyone, and that wasn't necessarily Savannah's goal. But what I mean by I think she did, the fact that she was able to answer some things, and they even Christina was nodding her head at the end. Yeah, that. And so I thought she came out of it okay. Not that it didn't highlight that about her, that she could have. And it was a message to her. So I will be interested to see if it affects how she chooses to play in future.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the interesting part for me, because I thought, oh, okay, that is an area of improvement, but hey, you won. It didn't stop them from voting for her. And I think, for me, I was thinking, well, shoot, you could have told me everything in the world and I might have known it. Like she said, I called out your children's name at one point, but right this minute, I can't remember it. Mm-hmm. Well, how is that not understandable in the final 3 tribal council for $1 million, and people are asking questions that they want you to not be able to answer?
Highlights the difference because Sophie B is able to answer.
Yes, that did show it up, but to me, I don't know. I kind of thought that was a bit. Yes, I would have probably done it too, just to give her the extra points of, I know it, I listened to you. But I don't know, I just kind of thought, it's a little bit, she got just a little bit of more testy than the others, and a little bit more cutthroat, I think.
Who?
Sophie.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
In calling out certain things.
Right.
And
she was willing to fight hard on certain ones, for sure.
Which, some people want. That's exactly what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Speaking of someone who wanted that, fighting was MC. She wanted them to walk through a time when you got your way, when there was more than one target.
Yes, I like that question.
Yep, Sage went to when Stephen was a target, and she was able to convince Christina to go for Stephen. That was significant because Christina actually shared that.
Yes.
So that seemed like a significant answer in
backed her up.
Sage's favor. Yeah.
Absolutely. She confirmed it.
Stephen was asking a question that was like a touchy subject for him, obviously.
Yes. And I liked Sophie sharing her story about
spy shacking him.
Yes, spy shacking.
Alex and
then
Jeremiah.
Using it against Alex.
Yes, that was great.
Oh, he told me, blah, blah.
I just knew she had his vote.
And created distrust. That's back when I was like, man, that girl is playing this game. But then.
Before she became a coattail rider.
Or a puppy dog.
Yeah.
After she became the puppy dog,
Savannah,
you didn't see that as much.
Yeah, Savannah's, she didn't have to. They made it easy for her and gave her all that cover. Savannah's example was targeting Christina because of her ability to make fire.
Well, then they also had just a little bit of an exchange, her and Sophie, and Savannah ended up saying, well, it's not my game to send my allies to fire making. That's yours, Soph.
Right.
So I don't know that any of that really hurt the other one that much. Yes, people looked at it this and that, but they expected, and some even wanted some of that.
Did you write down what Stephen asked? I wrote down Sage's responses, but I don't remember what it was exactly that he asked.
I don't know. I think it was something about the flip-flopping or something.
It ended up tripping up Sage a little bit because she talked about that they wanted to know about how the 7-person alliance got tripped up when they were in control.
Yeah, they had the numbers.
Right, yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
how did this happen?
They didn't.
Yeah.
And
Sage's argument was that everyone that I took out was because they were either leakers of info or they knew things
about me.
Yeah,
and it was my strategy. And MC was like, but we were still in control.
Right.
It's like, yeah, but that was, your thing.
Yeah.
That wasn't my goal. That wasn't my path. So
Nate ends up getting the last question, at least from what we're shown, which is, hey, what was the single strategic move that you're most proud of?
Yes. And that's a really good question, too. Mm-hmm. And I liked her story about, her and Sophie and...
Who's her?
Savannah.
Okay.
And that she and Sophie S., started working together and how it paid off for her. Mm-hmm. When they were voting, that she
planted that
probably
seed.
would have been voted off if Sophie hadn't told her.
Right.
And Sophie did that because, Savannah initiated the trust together and the working together.
Sage also pointed to Sophie S. and was highlighting how she was super tight with everyone.
Yeah.
But Sophie S. didn't let her completely off the hook with that one.
Yeah.
Didn't everybody vote for me?
Everyone voting for me?
Yeah, that was good.
How hard was that, really? Everyone was voting for me.
Sage countered with, well, I clocked you as a strategic threat, and that's why I focused on you.
Yeah. She stuck to her gun with her answers. So, but then Sophie B wraps up with, she got herself there. I think that was her biggest point.
Yes,
is that she
that's
did
pretty
come,
powerful, right? 12 tribal councils.
Yes.
More than anyone else.
Her tribe just was
Now, she threw a punch
disintegrated.
at the same point. She
Yes,
said without
she did.
hiding behind idols or immunity wins.
That was the part I was like, ooh,
She had earned her spot there. Okay.
That's a little under the table.
Savannah dodged the most bullets and came from the bottom to survive. And she had these key relationships that worked to her advantage.
Well,
and she won immunity so she could stay.
That she needed immunity, that she was the biggest threat, and she needed to win immunity. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know that, I think Sophie tried to land a blow, but I'm not sure that one did her any good.
Right.
Or hurt Savannah. So, and then
Sage went with the be authentic. She came there to be herself and find fellow weirdos.
And she did.
And thanked them for allowing her to be there.
Yeah.
Time to vote. So we get one vote for Savannah, one vote for Sophie B, and then one vote for Sage, and then 2 votes for Sophie B, 2 votes for Savannah, and then Savannah wins.
Yep. And who predicted that before it started? That because you said, Savannah's going to get all the votes, and then there's going to be a tie between Sophie and Sage. And I said,
with 0, no goat
I don't
vote.
think so. They've not been doing that. I think that they will work it out so that they know they want it to clearly read the first, second, and third.
Mm-hmm. This jury wanted that.
Yes, the jury want. And I had a feeling that they would kind of do it that way. Mm-hmm. And now, I didn't see Sage being there, so
right,
wasn't that. But
was
this was after we knew.
Right.
And we were talking during commercials. So, but.
So what did you think overall of the finale?
I loved it. I really did. It made, and this happens with me sometimes when I'm like, this one and that one. And I don't know. And I'm just ready to, let's get it done.
Right.
But I thought once she chose that Sophie won and she chose her allies to go against each other. I was like,
and Savannah.
Yes. Okay.
Finally something.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is happening. That's very interesting. And I thought it was just so
Yeah, I like
fun.
that you were excited. You hadn't thought of that because I asked you when they went to commercial.
Yeah, I thought
after she won. Yeah, and you're like, oh, yeah, that would be.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I want to happen.
Uh-huh.
I hadn't thought of that. I really didn't expect her to, after the whole. I had so much hope for what Sophie was going to do for weeks. And it didn't come to pass. So
right.
I kind of had let go of that, honestly. Just like, man, she ain't going to do it. And she did. So
we
it
came
was
in
like,
with essentially no expectations.
Yeah.
And
it works out better for me that way when I'm like, I have no expectations. Whatever happens, happens.
Given how poorly things have played up to now.
I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, but I'm just not going to. Besides, we haven't had any time anyway to, dwell too much.
Right.
That we talk about it off and on all the time.
Right.
But I really got excited.
I think we had fun watching.
Yeah, we had a great evening. So, except for the interruption, but
oh, that was a cake break.
Even that, it wasn't. Yeah, we made it work.
Yeah.
So, it was a cake break, but it was a very small little slices of each one to taste, which was kind of fun.
Okay.
Yes, they were all cakes, but they were all a little different.
Small slices. I don't know okay.
Well, we were more cake sampling than eating cake.
It's a cake break. That's all. You just
You're
go with
right.
cake break.
It's a cake break.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right, honey. There you go.
So, what do you think of Savannah as the winner?
I like it. I would have been less pleased. Now, once Sophie won, I thought, okay, all right, and you do this, and if you win, then okay, I can accept that. Not as much Sage. I don't think that would have been fun. But I was totally on board with either Savannah or Sophie. But I really felt like Savannah deserved it the most.
Yeah, I think she's an unconventional winner too, because social clearly wasn't her thing.
And that's
she
very
got
different.
rewarded for, I guess, the immunity wins, or is it?
Well, even
Is it
her
not-
honesty.
Is it because these things can go different ways? Someone can
Yep.
win, and it can be a vote not for the other people.
But who read the jury best? It depends on the jury and what they want to hear. And sometimes they don't care about, it's like, well, I like this person and I don't know. But I think they respected her answers and her honesty. I don't think she wasn't putting on any airs or, she wasn't trying to 100% showboat like Rizzo does. And I just thought she just decided to answer things to the best of her ability as to what she thought they wanted to hear. Mm-hmm. And apologize for whatever she didn't think worked as good.
How do you compare her to the other winners in the 40s?
Oh, I can barely remember the winners in the 40s, baby. You know that.
Yeah.
So, and I don't do
Kyle
comparisons.
and Rachel and Kinsey
Oh, I love
and
Kyle, but
Marianne and Erica from 41 and Jam Jam,
I loved him, Jim.
Dee.
No, I didn't enjoy Dee as a winner much. And, I wasn't liking Savannah all that much, but like I said, once they showed a little bit of softening, for the edit,
Yeah, that's
relaxed
just
a
sort
little
of
bit.
blatant manipulation, but yes.
But, and once we talked about all she did to prepare her body for this and the determination.
Except for fire making, yeah.
Yeah, and that was a flaw in my opinion. But still, she put a lot into it. So many people just don't do anything to prepare. So I think it's awesome when they do practice this or do that or, condition their bodies or just anything at all that they try to think through and that they're really there to play.
What about the season overall? What do you think about 49?
I think it was still a little painful throughout the season. Mm-hmm. But I can forgive some of that because I enjoyed the end.
Okay.
But I'd rather not have to sit through a season that I don't mostly enjoy all of the things. Now it's Survivor. That being said, it's Survivor.
Right.
And I want to see it, whatever happens.
Yeah.
And it's not always going to be exactly what we want.
Sure.
And this wasn't exactly as I would have
never
had
was
go.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
it softened
hard part
it
with
for
this
me.
one.
Having
The
some
finale
excitement.
softened it?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's happened to me before. It's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, oh, that was fun. And then, because I'm a person that may not remember all the details, I remember what I felt. Mm-hmm. I remember my feelings. Because I'll be like, who? Who won last season? And then I can't see their face.
I can testify that actually occurred.
Yes,
She had completely forgotten who Kyle was until I mentioned Camilla.
I was like, Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle. No, what I said was, I can't see his face.
Right.
And then I was looking at something online and it said Kyle. And I went, oh, Kyle. I see his face now.
That was the next day. Yes.
I know, but it popped into my head then and I could see his face.
You're still working on it.
Like,
yep.
Who's Kyle? Kyle. And you said Camilla. Oh, yeah, I know who Camilla is. And I have a vague recollection. I know who Kyle is. I just can't see his face. So he's not, I can't see him.
Right.
So, and I didn't have time to go look up a picture. So, yeah, that's just me. Sorry. I'm old. I can't remember everything anymore, so.
Yep, it gets more and more
that's the way it
challenging
is.
the further along we get.
That's right.
Okay,
so
let's talk.
You answer questions.
Okay, ask
you
a question.
answer the questions you ask me.
Okay, which one?
How do you feel about the season overall now?
I'm glad that we had fun with the finale. The overall this season it's a lot of people who lack the skills to play, so it didn't sort of deliver what I want from a Survivor season. So that, there was definitely some emptiness to this season. As a matter of fact, I think the Probst brings it up in the after show, which was they went back and talked about Jake. And if I had to describe this season, I would say a dry bite. Yes, that's what this season feels like.
Oh yeah, with Stacy.
It had nothing in it. It's a bit of an empty season. It's interesting because you get to see, not everybody can be the hero all the time, obviously, and you get to see these people make mistake after mistake after mistake, and you keep hoping that they'll wise up.
You wanted to happen.
Yeah, but we just didn't get that over and over again. So I'm not going to look back at this season fondly. I don't think it's top in the 40s or anything like that. As 47 for me is easily the best of the 40s. This is not anywhere near the best of the 40s. This is a bit of a bungled mess. It's there with 46 and the extreme mess that 41 was.
But there's a good chance that I will remember in season 50 who won season 49.
Right.
So,
yeah.
But anyway.
But I agree 100%. We had fun watching the finale. We ate our Mexican, our tacos.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Had our tres leches cake, or however you say that. And then, the way things played out was interesting because Sophie B ended up winning the final four.
It was more than I expected. So.
Yes. My expectations had lowered to the point that this was very enjoyable. We had a good time laughing and watching.
Well, we talk about things and what could happen and that would be great. Mm-hmm. And so that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
Is to try to figure out, this could happen. This person could do that or do that. And so we have fun even if it isn't.
When it goes different ways, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will have already extracted a degree of fun regardless of what actually happens in the episode. That's true. And then when we get to talk about it with the other super fans in the listener feedback show, then it gets even richer.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
Even a bad season is fun.
Yes, because
enjoyable because you can gain new insights and
we love hearing other people's insights and opinions on things and come up with things. And I'm like, I never even really thought about that. It just hadn't entered my mind yet. And so we try to have fun.
Let's recap the after show real quick. Probst starts off by telling him he's really proud of him and asks for a show of votes. So we see Jawan was the vote for Sage and Christina and MC were the votes for Sophie B. I just knew Alex. I just thought Alex was going to vote for Sophie B. So I was surprised for some reason. We actually had some technical difficulty right around with our stream.
Yes, we did.
Right around the votes. So we didn't get to see everything.
Cut off.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Because they were showing some of the people who they voted for, but our screen blanked out for some reason.
Well,
and then everybody else voting for Savannah, Sophie S., Rizzo, Nate, Alex.
Were you surprised that MC said when she voted for Sophie that you changed my mind? She didn't come in planning to vote for Sophie.
Sophie represented herself really well at Tribal Council. She did go on the aggressive side compared to Sage and Savannah.
Yeah.
Savannah was she had it all dialed back and was controlling herself.
But she made lots of good points that she needed to.
I don't know if I saw the Savannah win in the jury interaction, but okay.
Oh, no, I didn't. I was talking about Sophie, but...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I believe that she got MC to turn around. I was just so surprised that Alex didn't.
Oh, and I liked her.
Christina didn't like Savannah, so socially, in the way that all played out, it's no surprise that she didn't get Christina's vote.
Exactly. And, anyway, I liked that Sophie pointed out about her telling the lie about the tribe name meaning family.
Yeah. Well, that was I enjoyed Probst comparing her to the Bad News Bears too. I knew exactly what he was talking about. That was perfect. Yeah, and then she let on that she had deceived them with the tribe name.
Yeah, I thought that was fun.
Yeah,
that she
had one more
she got
twist.
that in and shared that.
Yeah, that Lawatu meant grandmother or the highest ranking woman in the village.
Yes.
Good stuff. Good job, Sophie B.
That was and she was good at keeping those secrets. Well, till the end. But okay.
Till she wasn't. Yeah.
And Sage just wanted credit that she had said that Savannah would win early on.
Yeah. And
she was right.
And they recapped the idols and advantages played. See, this is yet another thing. It's just perfect, Had no effect. I like that Savannah mentioned that a lot of us felt like they were imposters, the imposter syndrome. Because Stephen talked about it. It's such a common thing. I mean, I'm glad it has a name, but who doesn't feel like
MC.
That in certain scenarios?
Yeah, so. A lot of people do feel like it, but they don't all talk about it.
Yeah.
People aren't aware of it.
Yeah.
And they openly, talked about it. Mm-hmm. So, and it was so unusual again for her not to know what to say.
So the advantages and the idols were all worthless this season. It was great and they recapped that. It was great that they cut back on the sheer volume of them. We had already mentioned that prior to the finale, that was good.
But Jeff went through them and how nothing worked well.
Right.
And gave Rizzo another opportunity to chat about his.
About how he was innovative and creative.
Yes.
And they dissed 46 a little bit in the process there after seeing them bungle it so bad back to back in season 46 where they got voted out with idols in their pockets. That's what he said motivated him.
Some of the 46 people will have something to say to them about it. So, are there any people from 46 on 50?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Absolutely. Q and... no, I can't think of her name. Yes, I think there might even be 3.
But, Rizzo can't sing. I guess he did play it good and it kept him in and all that. But, I mean, that was kind of impressive that he could...
It depends.
...hold out to do that. I don't think that I had the nerve.
Is that him or is that the other folks not really caring? Because that can play out both ways. If people don't respect you, if you're discounted, like Steven said in his exit interview, it's like, play it, don't play it. I really don't care. I'm working my game around that. Yeah. So,
Yeah, and
you can showboat all you want. Okay, Probst talked again about how hot the season was, but Jawan said, hey, I came out here to play Survivor. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm not leaving Probst. Just
turns out that this pizza isn't so bad, even though word in the street said it was it was bad. That was great. So he got a dig in. That's 2 times people got digs in about the food there on Survivor.
Yep. And Alex told me he would sign up again and again.
Yeah.
That he gained so much. He finally got out of his office. That sounds like that doesn't happen so much at home. So then I didn't. I don't know if we missed something. If that was when the TV came back and Sage was crying, and I wasn't sure what was happening until they gave her a little space, and then she just said that she thinks she might have hurt people playing.
Yeah, because she knows that she had the skills to do that because of her training.
Yes,
maybe,
and she felt like maybe she wasn't deserving to be there.
An imposter.
Well, yeah. But sometimes emotional stuff just hits you. That had to be. an emotional moment.
And they got the Jake update. That was nice. He got home in time to see his son. And Sophie B says she's convinced that's why the snake bit him. It was meant to happen.
Yep.
And so then we get the season 50, a brief season 50 preview. You're getting a monologue with Coach for a little bit of that. And you get to see Jenna, Cherie, Colby, Q, Ozzy. And wow, they're influence peddling. They're bringing in Mr. Beast maybe at an auction or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
well, and we skipped over Jeff saying that to Sage that
that platitude.
Everybody has a story, so when you know their story, it changes things. So, no, she seemed to appreciate that he said it at least.
It is what it is. Blue is blue. 1 is 1, 2 is 2.
Okay, now you're picking at me. Do you see this pen I have in my hand?
Yep.
I will draw a mustache
On
over
my
your
mustache?
mustache. Yes.
Okay.
I'll fill it in.
Make it darker?
I'll make it darker.
Okay.
I'll do it while you're sleeping, and you will wake up in the morning, and you'll just have an ink mustache.
Just remember that cuts both ways.
Uh-uh.
How about a JSFL update?
Okay. All right. There were 2 people tied in first place. Congratulations to Hatter in Virginia and SoleSurvivor46. That's funny. From Hawaii with 114 points. Good job.
Yeah, in this unpredictable at times season, it started off, it was predictable, but then it got wackier and wackier as we went along.
I think I was way down around 88 something. Okay, 142 people had Savannah as the winner. 41 people had Sophie B in second place.
Wow.
And 14 people had Sage in third.
Goodness.
I had her in fifth.
Yeah, I had her fourth.
I had decided, no, it's not going to happen. I had my whole story. Oh, well. Side challengers, congratulations to Justin as the winner with 110 points. So he was not far behind the 2 overall winners.
Yeah. From
Congratulations,
the basement to the
Justin.
top.
And now you get
penthouse.
to choose a song for the person who loses to do their parody by. Okay, with 102 points, Rebecca. 99, Anderson. 91, Jeremiah. 71, Stacy. 70, Johnny. And with 53 points, Parker.
Oh, Parker.
So, Parker, you know what that means.
We get another parody from the Parker. All right.
Yes, I look forward to it.
Yep.
And it will be due by Jabbik Part 2.
So we don't call it Jabbik when they're returnees. We call it On the Grill.
On the Grill Part 2.
Yeah.
For season 50. But you can send it in sooner if you want. As always, I recommend you do it before you forget a lot of details.
Well, it's fresh. Yeah.
And for me, that wouldn't take too long.
Good deal. Anything else? Any other business?
I think that's all she wrote.
Okay. We would love to have you join us to wrap up this season in the listener feedback show on Saturday. You can call the voicemail line 206-350-1547, toll free 844-643-8737. You can record your own audio and send it in, or write it up in a message in an email and send it to us at joanneandstacyshow@gmail.com, and we'll get it in to the show for you. Feedback's due Eastern time on Saturdays, and we ask that you keep it in a 3-minute range so we can get everybody in there. Looking forward to hearing what you thought of the finale. What surprised you the most? How would you rate this season compared to the others in the 40s? Who are you most looking forward to seeing in season 50? All that'd be good.
All right.
Well, there you have it. What, it's 2:22 in the morning.
2:22 in the morning.
All
And we
right.
still have another, hour and a half in post-production or more.
Yeah, to go.
So, okay, not
That's
much
it.
sleep tonight.
Yeah.
But, all right, have a good one, everybody, and we hope to hear from you on Saturday.